behind-the-scenes time. Woohoo! No, it wasn't hard, and it did not take long to record my lines. I think the length thing is probably because this is a relatively short script. As far as was it hard? No harder than it normally is to do Colin Baker. Colin Baker is one of the harder impressions I do, and is one of the impressions that takes the longest to warm up, about 20 minutes, I think. And I don't always do it, which probably explains why I'm unhappy with the outcome most of the time. But, no, for this one I warmed up and I went through it, and yeah, no, it didn't take long. It took me I think it took me under an hour, honestly, which is like sweet relief, because so many of these projects I spend 2 hours at a time, sitting down and racking my brains on how I want to say this line, or stumbling over my lines, and this time, I didn't trip up that much, and yeah, no, it was fun, and it did not take long, and it wasn't hard, and like I said, I'm never particularly happy with the finished product, but as long as it's good for the people editing and directing it, it's good with me. I didn't really feel anything when I got the part I wanted, because I didn't actually audition for this project. So for those who don't know, a little background, if you are unaware of this, at Spectral Horizons, we cold read things all the time. The cold reads don't necessarily end up being the final with the final casts, but I got a part really, really early on. I don't think Spectral Horizons was even a thing at this point. Maybe it was, I don't know. But Taya's story, Such Stuff as Dreams, has a Sixth Doctor bit in it, and Taya and I had previously worked together on a production called Time of Your Life for Security Kitchen Productions. It's a novel adaptation of one of the Virgin books. And I think that's how she found my 6, and so she asked me to be in Such Stuff as Dreams, and then she approached me about maybe wanting to do more stuff with Spectral Horizons. I said, yeah, no, I'd love to. I haven't actually put a voice reel. I haven't given them a voice reel or anything, but because I've cold read with them a few times, they've heard my 6 and my 8th Doctor, and I think I'm sort of just their resident 6th and 8th Doctor now. So when a sixth Doctor story came along, I wasn't particularly surprised when they asked me to do them. I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll do it. And I was pleasantly surprised by the fact that it was a short script, because I've not had a lot of time recently. So, yeah, I didn't really feel anything, but I guess I'm happy that people like my 6 enough that, they just ask me to do 6, and instead of asking me to audition for things. It's nice. Yeah, it's I appreciate it. How do I get into the headspace of the 6th Doctor? Well, part of me wants to repeat a joke from a bit Ricky Gervais and Sir Ian McKellen did together, but I'm not going to do that. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's hilarious. So getting into the headspace of 6 isn't particularly difficult for me, mainly because although I don't like to think I'm an arrogant jerk like he is, I definitely have some of that in my personality, and so when I do 6, I just embrace that side of me. And I also, the hardest part is not necessarily getting into his headspace, it's getting the voice down. Getting the voice down is a long, not necessarily complicated process, but it's tricky, because I have to spend about 20 minutes to half an hour warming the voice up before I'm revved up and ready to record the lines, mainly because I'm not particularly confident in my abilities to shout into a microphone correctly. And like I said, listening to my voice now, it sounds completely different from Colin Baker's. It's an American accent, and it just doesn't have any hint of it whatsoever. So it's probably the impression that is the furthest removed from my voice, because I do a Paul McGann and a Tom Baker impression. The Tom Baker impression is literally me just deepening my voice and sticking a British accent on it, and Paul McGann is just the standard British accent I do. Like, I don't know why, it's just Paul McGann sounds... I guess I just sound like Paul McGann naturally when I'm doing a British accent. As far as 6 goes, yeah, it's really far removed from my voice. It's raspier and sort of higher pitched, and has like it has its own specific tone that is kind of tricky to replicate on the fly. So it needs a bit of a warm up, I guess. And one of the lines I do to warm myself up is a line from Attack of the Cybermen. I don't have the actual thing memorized. I do like a paraphrased version of it, but the line itself has like a lot of Colin Baker's vocal range included in it. Some of you will know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. It's the line where he's shouting about how he's not unstable, and that he's telling Perry that my regeneration is perfectly stable, and this is the real me now. You just have to accept it. That line. I do it because you get a huge variety in Colin's voice with that specific line, and so that's the one I use to warm myself up. I just spend 20-30 minutes repeating that to myself, and I live with my family. My family hates it, so yeah, no, that's what I do to get into the headspace of the 6th Doctor and get the voice down for Colin.
Hello, this is Clayton, and I was the voice of Mel in The Eater's Enemy. Yes, and yes, because Mel's voice is very distinctive, it's very high-pitched, it's
all the way up here, somewhere in between the back of your nose and your throat, possibly somewhere in the region of your adenoids,
and that's quite tiring for a voice like mine. So I had to do the recording in 3 separate chunks, because after a while I would just sound even more like a broken tractor than usual. I'd have to give my voice a break, and the hours would just stack on top of each other. But I managed it in the end, I hope. A lot of it was going back through and realising, oh, that line did not sound the way I expected it to. I think I could have done that vowel a bit better. Just nitpicking, basically. So a lot of the 3rd recording session was picking up lines I wasn't happy with originally. Well, surprised, happy, all the usual stuff, but also there was a sense of, I wouldn't say dread. Dread is a very strong word. But I was very intimidated by all the things that I could do wrong. I'm not particularly familiar with Mel as a character, and her voice is so different from mine that I was thinking, there's just so much I could screw up here. And I was really, really shocked when I did get the role, because I thought surely somebody else who auditioned was better than I was. Like, I was kind of stabbing in the dark with my impression, really, to start off with. But here we are. I think a lot of that came accidentally at the same time as learning her voice and learning her mannerisms. It's hard to study one thing without the other. It's hard to copy someone's inflections and little vocal quirks and stuff like that without also absorbing at least some of their character as well. Also, as cliche as it sounds, it really is about putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and picturing yourself in a situation, and that is even more important for voice acting than it is for non-voice acting, because you're just sitting or standing in front of a microphone and staring at a wall. Or in my case, a picture of a Dalek. I know a lot of voice actors who do impressions will have a setup line that they will say before either every take or whenever they start slipping out of character. Usually that's something that not only puts your tongue and your throat and your voice box in the right place, but it also puts your mind in the right place. And for me, that was usually,
"They're full of vitamin A."
And I would just repeat that as many times as it took to sound and feel like Mel. As much as I can feel like Mel.
There wasn't much really with the layout or the aesthetic choices, like much. That kind of came naturally to me, because I don't know, I guess I just have artist brain. But the real interesting part of this is outfit design, because I designed all of the outfits for the Eater's Enemy. So all the clothes you see Mel and Six wearing in the illustrations, I designed those outfits, because I really love designing outfits. It's fun, and creativity, you know? For Six's outfit was the most interesting to design, because I sent Rainbow the cover art, because like every picture that I made, I would like run it by Rainbow to make sure she was okay with it, because like we have top tier communication, all right? So I sent her the first picture of Six for the cover art, and she said it looked good. And so I asked her, "Oh, what do you think of the outfit?" Because the outfit looked a bit different back then. And she said, "Yeah, it looks good, but can you like add more color?" And I was like, "Okay." So I went in and I made all of the galaxy patterns on his outfit. I made them all rainbow galaxy instead of just the blue and purples that I had before. And then I sent it back to her and I was like, is this good? And she was like, "It's better, but can you add more color?" And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And so I went back in for a third time using the outfit design sheet I'd made for him, and I went onto it and I just started splashing random colors on his suit and pants, and I was over here like, why am I doing this? Cause like everything in my artist brain was telling me, no, stop doing this, you're gonna ruin everything. But I continued, I guess, and as I continued, it ended up looking good. So I took this design, sent it to Rainbow, and I was like, "Is this good?" Like, kind of pissed off, not even gonna lie, because I just had to do this to my poor creation. And she replies, and she's like, "Yeah, that's good." And I was like, "Thank God." Now, Six's other outfit, he wears a sweater at the end because he has to change and stuff. So that one we didn't have any like design issues with, because I already told her what I wanted for it. I was like, "Okay, but what if Six wearing a sweater?" And she was like, "Yes." So I did that, and all she said was that she wanted there to be a cat brooch on the outfit, and I was like, "Okay." So I drew it like that, and it turned out nice. I think it's cute. I don't know. Maybe I just think 6 is cute. Actually, I do just think 6 is cute. Anyway, there was Mel's outfit as well. I made the first design for Mel's outfit, and I sent it to her, and I was like, okay, is this good? And I guess I made it, like, too disgusting and weird, because it looked really weird, but I thought that's what I was supposed to be going for, I guess. But she didn't seem to agree. She was like, what is that? So I had to change the design, and it is now how you see today. I just I think it's nice though. I think it turned out good. The green is a little all-encompassing, but it's Mel. It's Mel. What you gonna do about it? First of all, I love this story so much, which is why I offered to be illustrator, obviously. So, cause like, I don't know if Rainbow mentioned this, but it started out as a shitpost, like literally. Like it was just a shitpost story, and I loved it then. I was like living for it. And so when she decided to turn it into a full snapshot, I was just like, yes, yes. Like I was so excited, and like I've read the script like over and over again because I love it. It's one of those 6 and Mel stories that's like really stupid, but the good kind of stupid, you know? Like it's enjoyable dumb. It is really dumb. But that's the kind of stuff that works well with 6 and Mel. That's the kind of Doctor Who story I like the most, honestly. It's just the stupid fun type of stories, which I know is kind of strange coming from the girl that's writing a lot of stories that are not stupid fun, but still, that's what I like the most. That's what I like to see. And so I fell in love with this story when it was first conceptualized, I guess. The whole thing inspired me, really, because Rainbow's a really great writer. She tends to downplay herself. Actually, everyone on this team tends to downplay themselves a whole lot. And, like, no. Like, everyone here is fantastic. And Rainbow's characterization for 6 here was just spot on. Like, I'm living for it right now. Like, 6 and Mel are just so accurate. They make me have a giggle. Now, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to describe my drawing process because, like, I don't really have to think too hard when I draw. Because, like, I've been drawing for, like, as long as I can remember. It's kind of second nature to me. So I don't really think too hard about it. Like it's kind of hard to explain. But I don't know. One of the things I do remember about the process, though, was just absolutely just struggling with the shading for 6's outfit, because it has all those random blotches of color. So I had to do that and make it look good somehow. I had to shade them all on every single picture. And it was just, why did I do this to myself? Like, literally every time I would shade those color blotches, I was like, why have I done this? Why? Why did I design it this way? And I literally remember the last time I had to draw this outfit, I was like, literally rejoicing, because I was like, thank God, it's over. I don't have to draw this little shit ever again. It was painful, but it was kind of fun. Actually, that describes the whole process, I think. Hard work, but fun, yeah.
Well, I did see it, and I thought, oh, scripts are much easier to write than normal stories, I could do that. So I thought, yeah, that would be a good opportunity. So I joined it. That was pretty much it. My only motivation was scripts are easier than stories. I kind of had the idea for a short story, which is what it was at the start. It was a short story that I wrote that I never actually finished, that didn't have much of a plot apart from Mel gives Six something horrible and he hates it and he can't find out what it is. just for fun. So I wrote that and it was a nice short story. And then I was like, oh hey, I can turn this into a script. Because there was a new format that was about snapshots that were like short scripts. I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect, that fits it perfectly. So I changed it into a script in like one afternoon when I had motivation. Well, firstly was giving it a title. I struggled with the title for a while, and I eventually got the EATER'S Enemy. And then, like, actually turning it from a short story that didn't actually have much plot into a script was a lot harder than I thought it would be. But I changed it from just Six doesn't like what Mel's giving him to Six doesn't like what Mel's giving him and then thinks he's been poisoned. But yeah, apart from a couple of line changes after the first draft, it pretty much just stayed as it was. I mean, I like getting feedback from everyone because it's supposed to be a funny story. It's kind of sad to laugh at my own jokes. It's nice to see other people like what you've written, at least. Also, just seeing what drawings have been made for it is very cool because, especially just some of the scenes like in front of your eyes that somebody else has drawn. You're like, wow, you made this for me. It's lovely. I love it. I do love all the drawings. They look so pretty. I mean, it's nerve-wracking because you have to sit down, you've got the first draft, and you have to then listen to what somebody's edited together, what you've written. That's kind of scary because it's got music and actors and everything. And when I was listening to it for the first time, I kind of forgot that I actually wrote this, because now it's in an audio production, it's almost unrecognisable. And they're like, wait, was this what I was writing earlier? Is this the same thing? It sounds so different when you're actually listening to it, and I think it's cooler. It's very cool.
Higher pitched.
They're full of vitamin A. They're full of vitamin A. Doctor.
Oh.
What? With the moles? With the moles. Actually, it's much more up here, behind the nose. The TARDIS will break again sooner or later. Ah, see? I've broken into vocal fry. That's how you know you're doing it wrong. But that's not where I caught the... I wouldn't want to eat something. I wouldn't want to eat something. I wouldn't want to eat something. I wouldn't want to eat. I wouldn't want to eat something called drudge anyway. And you thought you were going to die? What? And you thought you were going to die?
Jesus.
Oh yeah, we're doing lines now. Got this bad song stuck in my head. It's great, by the way. It's called The Minister with an A, because misspelling things is cool apparently. Alright, here we go. It's what? It's what? It's what? It's what? It's what? How did you make it? How did you make it? Oh, wait, there's a groan here. Whoopsies. Oh, alright. So that's a defeated alright, and if you just want to groan, I can go. Itar 5? Itar 5? Did you check to say... Did you check they are all... No, blah, blah, blah. I should probably find something. I'll use a TV remote. That should make sonic screwdriver noises. No. We're gonna try this all in one go. Alright, I'm gonna try this one more time. If it doesn't work with the tap tap, I'm gonna do a version without tap tap. Oh, just a book. You know me. Nothing's better than eating with a nice piece of literature. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. So far, so good. The most notable being the... Oh, god damn it. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, I'm gonna try that entire thing again. It must be said that these abundant fruit... bells and leaves must be found close to... Oh, that comma threw me off. In a minute, bells and leaves... Nobody wants inner torture from a... all the alien delicacy in the universe, and you saw...